So now that I've got the jack installed on the crane itself, we need to turn our attention to how we're going to mount it in the bed. So I kind of decided on my placement of right here, far inside corner. The issue is that if I just bolted that down, there'd be nothing to support it. So that's not a good thing. We want the crane to actually, be able to hold some weight and not completely ruin the bed of the truck. So we're going to have to add kind of a brace underneath it. And then the other thing we're going to need to do is that, the bed isn't flat. So we've got this 1/4 inch step up. So what I have got is some of this 1/4 inch plate. And what that'll do is kind of bridge the gap and use as a spacer. So we're going to drill through there on all the sides, kind of cut this guy in half and use it for both. And then obviously this is just like 18 gauge sheet metal, so it's going to tear and explode the second we put weight on it. So I've got this big old plate right here. So what this plate will do is we're going to match the pattern of this onto this guy. This will then mount underneath the bed. So underneath the bed, we'll have our holes drilled right here. And then I'm going to drill a hole right there to mount the plate there. And what that'll do is keep it strong in this plane, because then we're using this whole section. Additionally, I'm going to probably make a piece using some like rectangular tubing to go from here all the way to there if I can. If I can't, it'll go at least to halfway. That way I'll have some rigidity when it's this way. So that part will help it, when it's front to back, and then this part will keep it strong in this plane. Because I do want to be able to put some solid weight on it. I want to be able to pick up an engine and drop it in the back. So yeah, first step is to make some measurements and cut this plate down so it matches inside there, because obviously I don't want some metal jutting out into the wheel. And you can sort of see in there, can't really get too far into there. So it's going to go up until basically this brace. So I'm going to cut that out, and then we're going to make transfer some measurements from the plate itself to there, and drill some holes. So we'll start with that, and then continue on with the process. That's some thick stuff. That took a long time. I thought about the plasma cutter, but I figured it's one cut, I'll just use the grinder. Anyway, now that I've got it cut, I'm going to place the little tower on it, and I'm going to mark the holes. Alrighty then. Really only going to use these 4, but I figure I might as well have that random 5th one just in case. So now, take it over to the drill press. dark pretty fast. I remembered that piece that I had to space it out was actually kind of super hard. So trying to drill through it would have been really hard to do. So I cut it in half, and it's just sitting kind of in between those. It's also not quite enough to space that up, but so that's going to be temporary. I'm going to use some better spacers, maybe even just some stacks of washers to space that up. But we've got this in place. All right, to keep everything nice and lined up, I grabbed a couple half-inch bolts out of my stash. That way I can line that up and hold it in place. And the thing to mention is my fuel tank's way over there, so no danger. I was drilling into my spacer before. That's the 4 holes drilled. Now I'm going to put my bolts in and bolt the plate in from the bottom. And then once it's there, I'll drill a hole right there through both the plate and the both through the bed and the plate. All right, so there's stage 1. Got the 4 bolts in there. Got another one. Can't really see it, but got another one right there, just next to the jack. So now I've popped the crane in just for the heck of it, and you see in this plane, pretty strong. I'm moving the truck, but in this plane, it's still pretty weak. You can see that wiggle. So we definitely need to add that brace. So I'm going to add a piece of square tubing underneath the bed from there to there. But obviously it's getting dark, so we'll do that tomorrow when it gets warmer. All right, it is the next day and we are done. So that little bolt right there is going to give you an indication of what's going on. I couldn't run the full length. I mean, I probably could if I removed the bed and really braced it. And if I want to later, maybe in the summer, I'll do that. But yeah, I've got a bar running across, as well as the big plate. We're bolted in to those two and then to there. And that is going to give us our strength in this direction. So I've already hung on this. I do get some flex, but it does hold my body weight. So that means it'll hold about 200, 220 pounds. So that's not nothing. I could obviously try more, but I don't want to right now. I'll test it out next time I need to actually pick something up. But what we're going to do, obviously I need to put a hook on here, and that would be the normal thing to do. But I'm not quite done with this crane yet. So you're going to have to stick around till next time to see what I'm going to do with that. In the meantime, I can just stick a hook on it, but I've got some bigger plans. All right, guys, that's all for now. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.